What is the one rule in the jungle? When the lion's hungry, he eats. Very powerful words and a very powerful film. I really enjoyed this film I recently watched. Been meaning to watch it for a while. A Guy Ritchie film. Many of you probably do know. The Gentleman. Star-studded cast with Hugh Grant, Matthew McConaughey, that other bloke, he plays an Irishman. Fuck, what's his name? I can't remember. The guy from the main character of Sons of Anarchy. I think he's the main guy in it. He was also in King Arthur, although less said about King Arthur the better. But this Guy Ritchie film is Guy Ritchie at Guy Ritchie's best. Let's forget about Aladdin. I know Will Smith did a good job, but let's forget about Aladdin. Let's focus on this film. Now, it's classic Guy Ritchie film in terms of it's got an element of gangster elements to it. It's a story that's told where you're towards the end of the film is the beginning of the story, and then it goes to the beginning and it turns to Hugh Grant, who snuck into Ray, who is the main character in this. He goes into his apartment, his house, and he says, is it his house or is it Michael's? I don't remember. He goes into his house, he says, he starts chinging his glass, and he says he wants 150,000. Then he continues on his story. He says, I want 20 million. To which Raymond says, well, that's a big jump from 150,000 to 20 million. To which Hugh Grant would say, once you hear the story, you understand why my information is worth that much to you. And he continues on the story between a drug deal going on between an American and Michael Pearce, played by Matthew McConaughey. Backstory quickly on Michael Pearce, played by Matthew McConaughey, was born out of a trailer park, poor family, genius intellect. Out of intellect alone, got into Oxford, decided not for me, and he ended up using his time in Oxford to sell drugs, and he became so good at it that he became a drug lord. Drug lord continued on from his time at Oxford to where he is now. This is his main this is his source of income. This is his job. He is a drug lord. Okay, and there are many factors into this, and the main aspect of the story is he has a massive marijuana plant all over the country of England where he resides. He's looking to sell that on to an American who he met at a bourgeois dinner, and he knew the man prior, and they discussed about how he would like to do business with him in the future, and then he got into said business, and then they went to his farm, and they continued on to the farm. He showed him his operations. He said, I want 400 million. And the guy says, well, if you're saying you need 400 million, you're saying that this could profit over to 200 billion. Why would you need to sell it? He says, because I've got blood on my hands. I've dirtied my hands, and this needs a new face to it when it becomes legal in 10 years. You could be that man. I am not that man. I am very content with sitting with 400 million with my wife and retiring. Okay? And as his wife would go on to say, there is fuckery afoot. The story goes on with twists and turns, and Hugh Grant continues telling the story, where it will go on to the story of bit by bit, continuing, cutting back to Hugh Grant telling the story with Raymond, then going back to the story. Is very funny, very quippy, a lot of swearing. If you're offended by the word cunt, you are not going to like this film, and probably this video, because I've said the word cunt. Now, there is a reason why I'm explaining this in the way I'm explaining. Now, I'm trying to add a bit of structure and a bit of storytelling into the way I'm speaking. Explaining. Making the words more interesting. Because that's how Hugh Grant does the storytelling in the movie, which is probably the main aspect of the movie, and it's what makes it... It's the main chunk of it all. It's the big, juicy, meaty bit of it all. Is him telling the story. And I've got to tell you, every role was played incredibly well. I can't think of one actor, one actress in the film that was out of place. They all did a fantastic job. The humour was on point. At times, Hugh Grant was cheeky, very cheeky, and he played a bit of a weaselly little shit weasel that you don't trust, which but also seems a bit endearing to a degree, not to Raymond, but to the audience. You'll like him. You'll like Hugh Grant in this film. My mum hates Hugh Grant, but even she admits he was brilliant in this film. It's really well structured. The twists are interesting. The characters are interesting. You'll be like, okay, I know my main core of characters, but then someone else will be brought in, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, he's a good character, I want to see more of him, and then you will see more of him, and he will be an integral part, and then another character, and they will be an integral part. It's a mixture as well of different areas. So you're going from the upper class, the gentleman. Madam, would you like a cup of tea? Let's take the Range Rover. To organised crime, right, this is how we're doing it. Weed, we've got to ship it out here. This is the organisation. To high intellectual business dealings, talking about this is my GP for this year. We're currently adding an annual sales increase by 20%. That type of talk. To then the urban gangsters, where you get a lot of shut up blood and pussy-o, which I found pretty interesting and pretty amusing, I must say. It's a fun film. It's very fun. I think it's done a really good job of being fun, but also telling a really good story, and that's something that Guy Ritchie has done throughout his career. He's all the characters in this are colourful, and they've all got their unique spin to it. Even Raymond is really good at it, because he's got a little bit of cheek to him, and he's got a bit of personality about him. Every character's got a bit of personality. They're not bland, which is very difficult to write for a character, because to make one interesting character, that's a fluke. To make every character in the film interesting is very difficult, and he does a very good job in the film. What am I rating this film though? I'm rating it a 7.5 out of 10. But it could be it could, you know, actually not. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10 review for The Gentleman. If you have the chance to watch it, you have some time to yourself, watch it. It's very fun. It's a very fun film, and Hugh Grant, the actor watching this, very good. Matthew McConaughey, he's just Matthew McConaughey. He kills it. He plays a mob boss really well, cold, calculated. When he's emotional, it's very raw. It's very powerful, which is what you want in those scenes. He does an incredible job. Everyone does an incredible job in this film. Everyone. Michael Pearce's wife, she's in Downton Abbey, I think. I heard my mum mentioned she's in Downton Abbey. She's really good in it. She plays the no nonsense female role really well, and she has a few good lines in there. This is where the line "there's fuckery afoot" was created into this beautiful world that we live in. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Areas I would improve on. Maybe I'd like to see more of the urban side to it. Bugsy Malone's crew, what are they called? The Toddlers. The Toddlers. Bugsy Malone plays a character in this group called the Toddlers, which are these, like, you know, thugs, really, and they go do jobs, try to earn money, and then they meet the Irish guy. I'm trying to think who the Irish guy is though. Let me quickly go on to Microsoft Edge, because he is a really well-known actor. Gentleman. IMDb. Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell plays Coach. He does a really good job as him. Really incredible job with what he was given. I'd like to see him more, and the Toddlers, Bugsy Malone's crew. They were all excellent, and I'd like to see more of that. But there's only so much you can fit in a film, so there's not much I could really critique about it, in my opinion. It does catch your attention from start to finish, but why is it not a 9 out of 10, a 10 out of 10? I think a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10, you have to be a work of art, you know, like the Shawshank Redemption, that type of level. For 9.5, a 9, it's just a top quality film that makes you think, has you drawn in without. An 8.5 is around this level. It's a movie that's just really good. You can't fault it, and it's got good characters and just a fun film that you enjoy watching, which this definitely was. Anyway, this is my review for The Gentleman. I hope you guys enjoy it. Not a sport video. Interesting. I think the date is the 9th today. Is it the 9th? Well, I don't know. UFC on the weekend. I'll be trying to live stream it. My live reactions to you guys here on YouTube live stream. I'm hoping Virgin Media holds up. We all know how bad it can be sometimes, but it's the best in our area. So that's how I feel at times, but we'll see. We'll try and get that at good quality. Thanks for watching again. Like and subscribe if you like the video. If you want to see more, I'll be posting a lot more sport videos, and if something comes along where I enjoy it, like my afterlife review like this, I will drop a video. Thanks for what am I saying? Thanks for watching. Free fucking time. But cheers. Bye. My dickhead. Bye.